What up, guys? Kenji from the Limited Resources Clan, bringing you another M12 Draft. GP Montreal is coming up in about a week and a half here, and trying to farm and practice as much as I can. Unfortunately, the sealeds online are daily events, and I already did one today, and there's not another one for a few hours, so we're gonna have to stick with draft. GP Montreal is gonna be sealed for day one, and then draft after that. So yeah, I guess we'll get some more draft practices in, but I think sealeds would be the most beneficial. But we'll go with this for right now, and we'll get back with you guys when the draft starts. All right, friends, the draft has fired, and we've opened pretty good pack here. We got one of the nice 7-drop cards in the Sphinx of Uthun. The Factor Fiction on a 5/6 flyer is pretty nice. Some of the good cards in the pack: Timely Reinforcements, Beltar Sphinx, Divination Incinerate, Chasm Drake, Ponder. Yeah, this pack has some good cards. We're gonna take the Sphinx here. It's a little bit unfortunate that there are quite a few other good blue cards in this pack, but I think the Incinerate is probably going to be the next pick, followed probably by either the Timely, the Bell Tower, or the Chasm Drake. So even though we're going to take the Sphinx here, the second pack might not treat us to blue very well. But we're just going to take the Factor Fiction on a stick and be happy with that. Alrighty, and immediately take a Pacifism here. No reason to try to solidify in blue by taking the Mana Leak. I mean, the Pacifism is obviously just the best card here. I guess there's still Giant Spider. Goblin Grenade's actually pretty playable, pretty good. But yeah, we'll be happy taking the Pacifism. And blue-white is a pretty good combination in and of itself. So, pick 3 is not looking too good. I've actually become more of a fan of the Aromancer. I mean, like Spirit Mantles, Pacifisms, Divine Offerings, Ice Cages, that type of thing. And the Aromancer does a good job of getting them back. Worst comes to worst, it's just a Gray Ogre. I don't think I'm going to take the Quicksilver Amulet here. In the blue-white decks, it doesn't treat us doesn't do you very much good. I think I'm just tempted to take the Aromancer here. I don't want to take the Alluring Siren. Cancel's fine, so is the Ice Cage, but I think the Aromancer is just going to be our best choice. Not any reason to jump in any other colors. There's just no power here, so we're just going to take the Aromancer. Alrighty, not a bad pack. I've actually drafted this card before on like a 13th pick, and I already had quite a few enchantments, such as Pacifisms, Ice Cages, and stuff. And when it works, but I would not suggest drafting the Mason Enchantress very highly. Consume Spirit's still in the pack. If you're lucky enough to open black early and then you get past these, it's quite nice because people don't want to solidify themselves into black that much, because the Consume Spirit requires quite a bit of swamps in your deck. Here, I think I'm going to take the Phantasmal Bear. I'm actually a really big fan of this card, and I know the Griffin or the Armored Warhorse might be the better pick, but I just like the bear a lot, and I think we're going to want to try to stay into blue and cut it off as much as we can since we picked up the Sphinx. Alright. Nothing much here. I guess we're going to take the Stonehorn Dignitary. Even though we already took the bear, I think we're going to want to be more of the slow control-y type deck. Probably pick up a lot of flyers in the second and third packs since we haven't seen any yet, and the Stonehorn Dignitary fits that bill quite nicely. I find this card comparable to like the Amphin Cutthroat in blue. I mean, it does a lot of work on the ground, stopping a lot of the guys, and the buy an extra combat phase clause is pretty nice. The Mighty Leap and the Divine Favor are fine. I do want to pick up maybe one of them later on, but we'll just take the Dignitary here. Ooh, nice. Yeah, we're going to slam the 6-pick Merfolk Looter. Unfortunate we're passing Elite Vanguard, but like I said, we're going to be the slower type deck, and Merfolk Looter is just good in any deck regardless. So passing a Chieftain, Stampeding Rhino, Vanguard, and even the sideboard Deathmark is pretty nice, but yep, no question about what we're taking there. Alrighty. Here we have the choice between Arbalist and Divination. Um, while I think, or while I'm more prone to taking Divination, I think the Arbalist is the better card. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you know it does a lot of work. A 2/3 holds off a lot of the guys, the aggressive stuff on the ground, and the extra ability. While he doesn't get an untap for a turn, I guess he frost breaths himself, but it's pretty nice. Yeah, we're gonna take that. Be happy with it. And white is apparently very open because we have an 8th pick Gideon's Lawkeeper. Yeah, there's no question about that. We're not going to take the mage over it at all. Yeah, it's a pretty good signal for us, and the Lawkeeper is, one of the best 1-drops you can get. Wow, okay. Our pack came back to us. Still has the Divination, the Drake, and a Ponder, and I guess Swiftfoot Boots. I think the Drake is probably the best card, but I really want to take the Ponder and Divination. I think the right call is the Chasm Drake, but the Ponder and the Divination are going to help us in our deck, so I want to pick one of those up eventually if we can. Nothing here. I'm going to take another Auramancer. Might not play them both, but who knows. I don't think our type of deck wants the Alluring Siren, and I've played with this a little bit, and it's just mediocre, the Quicksilver Amulet, but I'm going to take it, and maybe we might play it if we need a 23rd. Alright, so here comes our 12th pick Mason Enchantress. We'll see if we can get some more enchantments like this Divine Favor to get that up and running. Overall, the first pack went quite well. I mean, it's pretty obvious that white is open and flowing, and blue looks to be, decent by itself as well. So I think I'm pretty happy about the way this first pack is putting us into the blue-white archetype. We don't have any of the aggressive flyers like the Pegasus and the Skywinder Drakes, but hopefully we can pick some up eventually. Second pack here, we have a Gravedigger, Foil Mana Leak, Sorin's Thirst, I guess Harbor Serpent, Chandra's Phoenix, Combust is going to be good against us, and some other okay cards, not too great. I could be super greedy and take the Gravedigger and splash it, but I don't think that's the best bet right now. I think the best bet is probably just the Mana Leak. Not only does it look good, it fits into our deck nicely because we don't have too many 2-drops at the moment, and denying them like their Goblin Piker or their Garruk's Companion is not a bad thing to do. The only other cards I'd really take, I guess, are the Ice Cage and the Harbor Serpent. The Ice Cage is not too impressive. There are a lot of targeted effects in this format, but with the Mason Enchantress, I'm more likely to take it, plus double Auramancer, I suppose. And the Harbor Serpent, we're more than likely going to pick one up later in the draft. Well, we either take, I guess, the Mighty Leap, the Pride Guardian, or the Rusted Sentinel, but passing up a Vampire Outcasts and Arachnus Web. Not too happy about that. The Mighty Leap is fine. I said I did want to pick one of those up, and I guess it can lead to some potential combat trick stuff. So I guess that's probably going to be the pick. You could make a case for the Rusted Sentinel. It's a fine card. I don't mind running one of them or two of them in my decks. I just think it's a little slow and a little bit clunky. But a 3/4 for 4 is, nothing to sneeze at. But I don't think we're the type of deck that's going to want to run it. I think right now having a combat trick is going to be a little bit nicer. Passing the Outcast, it hurts though. Alrighty. Outcast into Cemetery Reaper. Yeah, Black's flowing right now. We're going to take the Aven Fleetwing here. It's either that or the Coral Merfolk and the Glacial Fortress. And don't get me wrong, the Glacial Fortress would be really sweet in our deck. And I don't think it's going to table just because it's foil, but we're going to take the Flyer. This card's not excellent, but it's fine. A 2/2 hexproof flying is sometimes going to get in there. I guess the Coral Merfolk would be an okay pick. We do need some more lower drops just to gum up the ground. But I'm going to take the Aven Fleetwing here. Ooh, alright, nice. So we picked up an Aether Adept. I know I've said this before, but Aether Depths I think are my favorite blue common. Um, I like it even more so than the than the looter. It just does so much for you tempo wise. You know, stalling them up a little bit and buying yourself an extra turn. Only passing up an Amphin Cutthroat. I wouldn't really want to take another Stonehorn Dignitary or Siege Mastodon at this point. So yeah, we're gonna take the Adept. Alrighty. Nothing too much to note here. I think the choice is between the Unsummon and the Turn to Frog. I don't really like this card, but you know, in a pinch it can get rid of their best guy, assuming you have a blocker. And yeah, I think I'm going to take the Turn to Frog here. I think you could probably make a case for the Unsummon or the Cancel, but seeing as the Turn to Frog's uncommon, I think we're more than likely to pick up another Unsummon or Cancel at some point. So yeah, we'll take the Turn to Frog. Alrighty, nothing too much here. I guess we'll take another Phantasmal Bear. The Flash Freeze is certainly an option. It's going to be really good against any deck running red or green, obviously, but I think just keeping with some aggressive creatures is going to be better for us. I don't want to take a third Artimancer here. We already have two, and we don't have too many enchantments, so yeah, we'll take the bear. Ooh, okay, so we got an option here. You can either take the Rock Egg or another Phantasmal Bear. The Rock Egg, I think, is probably the correct choice. We already have two bears, and like I said, I think we're trying to be more of the slow control type. But seeing as how we already have two bears and a bouncer, it might be just correct to take the third bear. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to take the bear and run with it. I think we might turn up to be more of the attack, turning guys sideways type deck. And yeah, the bear fits that key. Because we have three bears, I'm not going to take the Armored Warhorse. Instead, I'm just going to take the Coral Merfolk. The Warhorse is obviously the better card, but because we have such a commitment to blue, we're more likely to play the Merfolk turn 2. You could take the Harbor Serpent here. I'm going to just take the Ice Cage. Goes with our Mesa Enchantress. And now we got a lot of junk. We could play another Coral Merfolk. Junk. We picked up that Cancel. And more junk. So yeah, the second pack, as we thought, did not treat us as well as the first pack. But I think here in the third pack we're going to be past a lot of nice blue and white cards. We cut it off pretty well, and we were getting quite a bit of it the first pack, so it makes sense for me to think that. Maybe we can get a Lord of the Unreal and some Phantasmal Dragons. That would be pretty nice. Funny how I always think that, you know, we're gonna be the control-y type deck, and then we end up picking up all these aggressive drops. This is a pretty nice pack for red. They got the Stormblood Berserker and the Gorehorn Minotaurs. The only cards that we're looking at here are the Benelish Veteran and the Assault Griffin, and we're just gonna take the flyer. I mean, the Veteran does come down a turn earlier and hits for the same power, but I like flyers, and I think that's what we want to try to be doing right now. So yeah, I'm gonna take the Assault Griffin. And not really passing anything else for us. Alrighty, looking at this pack, we could go for our fourth bear if we really wanted, but I think here, since we already have three, I'm going to go with the Frost Breath. Some people don't like this card. I'm actually a big fan of this. If I get two, I'll run two. It's especially good in aggressive decks. I mean, getting in for 2 turns can be quite a blowout, and this just screws up combat math quite a bit. I mean, if they're trying to race you and you're holding this, you're just going to get in there quite well. Passing another Combust, so gotta watch out for the red decks. Sideboarding in a bunch of those against us. Alrighty, I think slam Gideon's Law Keeper again. We don't have a Divination yet, and I do want to pick one up, but the Law Keeper is just the easy pick. And once again, the easy pick.